So this is the self-development with tactics book.
From startup to over 1 billion in less than 4 years. Lessons on growing pains. This is the article that we are going to go through right after the intro. As always. Or something. I don't know. But yeah, with that being said, hello, welcome back to next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And I'm pumped to record this episode, even though I do not actually have to record something for today. Basically, because I'm having 2 access podcasts left here because I've recorded quite a lot yesterday, but it's quite fine. Today is Friday. Today is podcast recording day. No, it's not, but it's cool. It's nevertheless cool. If you're actually listening to this at this point in time, or if you're actually watching this at this point in time on the YouTube channel, then please check out the link in the description, because there should be the link to the podcast if you actually want to listen to it as it would be an audiobook, because it's nice, because for some people it might work better as the YouTube video is doing, and or for some people it might also just be vice versa, which means that those people that are just right now on a podcast might like the YouTube channel a little bit more, or the YouTube video a little bit more, since there is something to look at, since there is something to just watch, since there is something a little bit different than it is with the podcast. So please decide and please choose either one of those. If you're deciding to listen to the podcast, it is available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Castbox, and whatever. So it's basically everywhere, which is quite fine, which is quite good, because then you're actually able to just choose where you want to listen on, because then there's no kind of fear that you actually have to listen to it on another platform or something. But yeah, so as I said before, here on the left side of the screen you can actually see the article From Startup to Over 1 Billion in Less Than 4 Years. Lessons and Growing Pains. And this is an article by Benjamin Hardy, PhD, at Benjamin PH Hardy, or P Hardy on Twitter, by the way. But I think he's also on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and as well as Twitter, as I said before. Entrepreneurship, especially during rapid growth, is an extreme, challenging and rewarding journey. Yeah, definitely. And I think it is a pretty cool article, since there's also some tips on how to be successful in the end. And I really like those quote-unquote tips, because they are not really tips. It's, I would say, more or less just questions you should be asking yourself, and or things you should be caring about. But yeah, still a great article. I at least hope. I really hope. So I'm gonna read. LuLaRoe was founded, it's L-U, is it U? I guess. L-A-R-O-E. Was founded in 2013 by Mark and Deanne Stidham, husband and wife. By 2017, a California-based direct marketing company had approximately 90,000 independent contractors selling their products. They went from startup to over 1 billion in revenue in less than 4 years. And with that came a lot of challenges, growing pains, and learning. I had the opportunity of interviewing various members of LuLaRoe to better understand how the company grew, the challenges they face, and what they hope to accomplish in the world. And to be clear, I have no affiliation with LuLaRoe. I received no compensation for writing this article. I am a writer, psychologist, entrepreneur, and reporter of entrepreneurship, which is nice, because of course there is the possibility that people get compensated for just doing some sort of this work, just because it looks cool. If people and or enterprises and or other companies, media companies, as the Inc.com website, which is where this article is on, if they just write in a well manner about your company and or about what you're doing, whatever it is, or about your startup, all those things. It's definitely a pretty cool thing that he points that out, because I actually haven't thought about it. But it is definitely something that I should be thinking about, because it might have been the case. It might have been the case that I went through an article that just really was the result of getting paid for just delivering something and or talking about something in a positive way, basically. But yeah, a challenging industry. LuLaRoe is one of many direct selling companies wherein independent contractors become sellers of LuLaRoe's brand and products. This industry has many pros and cons. A major con is that such companies can be viewed as pyramid schemes or get-rich-quick schemes. There is a lot of hype in this industry for multiple reasons. One reason is that in all reality, some people do make tons of money. As an independent business owner, if a person has a platform or is good at selling, they can choose their own hours and make an incredible income. However, this isn't always the case, and I think it shouldn't always be the case, because you have to be good at selling. Some people actually have the talent of just being able to be good at selling, because it's their talent, and some people do not have that talent, but they're having a talent in another area of life. Because I think we all are having talents, we all are good at something. We all have done something from the really early days on of our lives just because we have liked it and just also because we've been incredibly good at it. We always, and we all have had something like that, and we all are having something like that. I at least believe, this is my belief. One of the initial challenges LuLaRoe, I think it's Roe, I'm actually not quite sure, but I hope, faced during the explosive growth was that many people came in with the false pretense that it was going to be easy, which is never going to be the case. Like, a lot of things are simple, but definitely not easy. As losing weight is, as gaining weight is, as just being fit, as being rich is, and a lot of things. A lot of things are, in theory, simple, but they're definitely not easy. So LuLaRoe never told people it would be easy. Perhaps some of the independent business owners touted the ease with which they were making money by selling LuLaRoe, but LuLaRoe as a company cannot control that. Of course not, really not. Therefore, many people became sellers during the extreme growth wave and were disappointed by the challenge of running a business and selling products. Entrepreneurship is hard, so let's say selling not only takes guts, but it requires a reason for selling. If you have a why, you can do any how, as the saying goes. But when you were led to believe you would be making tens of thousands of dollars without much work, you've been sold a lie. There have been multiple lawsuits against LuLaRoe due to people being upset believing they were going to get rich quick and found it wasn't that easy. The Stidhams and LuLaRoe team have had to weather extreme challenges and continue to do so as they push their missions forward. And without question, LuLaRoe admits to have made plenty of mistakes. No business owner has ever made lots of mistakes, especially in the midst of such growth. Yeah, I guess it's definitely going to be the case. It is what it is. We all make mistakes. But I gotta have to say that it is definitely a fucked up shit because it's also having something to do with your reputation then. If people think, okay, I can get rich quick by doing this and that, but in the end, it is definitely not the case. There's always work involved, always. There is no get rich quick scheme, at least not one that works. Unless you're actually really talented at something, then probabilities are there. I do not want to actually say that they are high, since they are not high, that you're gonna get rich quick. And I also do have to say that I do not even think that it is a good thing to get rich quick. Since I do think that you do just have to have a certain mentality to sustain your wealth in the end. Of course, getting rich is one part, but the other part is actually keeping your wealth and just sustaining your health. Because a lot of people don't do that or aren't able to do that just because they, for example, won in the lottery, which makes them not really able to handle that amount of money or handle the money that they actually won then. And it's really fucked up then, and you probably have seen it as well, that people won in the lottery and completely just, lived a completely just rich lifestyle and whatnot, and after a few years, they are broke again. Just because they weren't able to handle that amount of money. They weren't able to just sustain their wealth just because they've gotten their wealth very, very quickly. This is one of the reasons why I kind of believe that wealth shouldn't come that quick just because, people are probably not going to sustain it or going to be able to sustain it. And without question, LuLaRoe, I've read that. So there are many detractors who wants to see LuLaRoe fail. This isn't surprising when something grows so fast and is so successful. There will always be haters. Always. In your early days and also in the just really old days. There are always going to be fucking haters and they're always going to be wrong. Basically. LuLaRoe's mission. The Stidhams are deeply spiritual people who believe their company has a bigger mission than selling clothing. As their website states, our mission is to create freedom and serve others and strengthen families through fashion. It is a community where lives are being improved through love, purpose, confidence, trust, and growth. They believe that LuLaRoe is simply a platform for helping people gain skills and abilities for self-reliance and personal freedom. They believe in human agency and have a desire for helping people gain greater freedom, autonomy, and confidence. In order for people to have more freedom, LuLaRoe wants their sellers to make more responsibility for themselves, or to take more responsibility for themselves. Being an entrepreneur and improving your life requires taking on greater responsibility. In the words of strategic coach founder Duane Sullivan, all progress starts by telling the truth. LuLaRoe is simply a vehicle from their perspective, a vehicle for helping people take ownership and responsibility for their lives, and a platform through which that can happen as well. They want to go in that world. They want to help single mothers who have kids to support their families. They genuinely want to do good. In every conversation I've had with any member of the LuLaRoe team, the conversations have centered around their mission, values, and spiritual beliefs. So, how to be successful? And this is actually the section that I've been thinking and also talking about just before, and I like it, and you're just gonna see in a few seconds why I like it. So I asked various members of the team what they believed would make someone successful, whether it was a single mom trying to make ends meet, or whether it was someone trying to make millions. And they said, and actually here's what they told me. The first thing is be honest. The second thing is take responsibility, then having a vision for your life, then face failure with grace, then move forward when things are hard. Then don't be afraid to seek help, constantly learn and improve yourself, set specific goals and become the person to achieve those goals. And these are the points. And I gotta have to say that a lot of them are definitely gonna be cliche or known. I would like rather refer to known than cliche because people just know these things, and it is nothing new. For most people, it's not gonna be something new. It's not gonna be something that they're gonna be surprised by or whatever. So currently there are approximately 25,000 independent business owners selling LuLaRoe products. From LuLaRoe's perspective, their mission is to help these 25,000 people improve themselves and create greater freedom in their lives. Fundamentally, LuLaRoe sees themselves as an educational and personal empowerment platform more than anything else. It will be interesting to watch as LuLaRoe continues to weather further storms. They are committed to their mission. Entrepreneurship, especially during rapid growth, is an extreme, challenging and rewarding journey. And definitely challenging, and it's definitely not going to be something for everybody, because not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur, not everybody is meant to have a factory, to do something, to have a media company, to just build something. And I do believe that we all are having our talents and we all should be doing something, but we all definitely shouldn't be entrepreneurs. This is not the right track, and therefore you actually have to be honest to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. So that actually, honest about what you're good at, honest about your talents, honest about the things that you're willing to do, honest about the things that you try to do, that you actually want to do, and then take the responsibility. So I really do like the points there that they're pointing out and are emphasizing there, because I believe in them. I really believe in them. Just being honest, responsibility, constant learning and improving, even though this of course is a cliche thing. Like, you have to constantly be learning, because if you're not constantly learning, then you're always gonna fail and whatnot. But if you're failing actually, then you're also gonna be pretty good in the end, just because you failed such a lot. I believe in it. I believe in failure as well. I believe that failure is also a big part of being successful and just having success and all those things. But and also the learning part. You have to be constantly learning. It is what it is. And this is also something that I've seen. Like, on every day, I just come to the conclusion, well, maybe not every day, but on quite a few days, I'm coming to the conclusion that, okay, I've done something up to this point long that I could have done in a way better way. But this is something that you learn. And this has been then actually failure and learning through failure, which is actually a pretty nice thing. But if you kind of give up through failure, then it is not about learning anymore. Then it is actually about failing. And this shouldn't be the case. Don't be afraid to seek help. And this is something that I especially struggle with, since I'm really not looking forward to help. I'm really not trying to do that. This is not really something that I'm looking forward to somehow. I don't know why, but it is what it is. I really often do not seek the help or seek and those things. Having a vision for your life, in my point of view, is kind of correlated to maybe also being honest somehow. Well, not really. No, never mind. Set specific goals and become the person to achieve those goals. You have to. You have to become the person. You have to just be the person to just get that. I think there's no way around, actually. Maybe unfortunately for some people, because it's definitely not going to be easy. It really is not going to be easy. It's going to be simple. A lot of things are simple. I would even say that the majority of the things in life are simple, but definitely not easy. They are definitely not easy. Like, this is really not something that is the case. It is easy, it is simple, but it's definitely not easy. But yeah, so this is actually it with the article. I've liked it quite a bit. It's from the ink.com website, and it is also going to be linked down in the description, even though I've read the whole one. Yeah, I've actually read the whole one. I just had to think whether I actually did it or not, but I'm not quite sure. Therefore, I just But I read the whole one. Or have I? I have. I should have. At least I should. No, I have. I clearly have. What the fuck? But yeah, I do not actually want to end the episode there, since I'm actually having some time left. So maybe we check out some Reddit to see if there is something going on there, because I'm not quite sure. A message to me, but also to you. It's a really long one. Not gonna read, but I'm gonna upvote it. But there is a picture, I think this is probably gonna be the last one for today, I guess. Not quite sure, but I guess. You are tomorrow. I don't want to do this right now. Can you do it? Guys, it is actually a meme, and there are two people or two things, and one of them is talking, and one of them just said, I don't want to do this right now. Can you do it? And this particular thing is having a task box in its hands, and it is talking with tomorrow, and then tomorrow says, sure thing, and then tomorrow disappears, and the box with the tasks drops down. I think the whole point of the whole image is that if you're saying like, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, then it's probably not gonna be done anyway. You're probably not gonna do it, even if it is tomorrow. Therefore, you should just be doing it today. I'm not quite sure about that, since it is just also something that I say to myself about various things often. Just about videos and whatnot. I'm saying like, okay, I'm gonna do this for tomorrow, But it's like, I do know what they're referring to, since it's definitely about things like starting something, because this is something that you should definitely be doing today and not tomorrow. Because chances are there that tomorrow you're gonna feel like, well, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But today is actually a pretty good day. If you're thinking about it, if you're feeling about it and all those things, then actually, why not? Why shouldn't you try, and why shouldn't you move forward, and why shouldn't you be doing this? The next question. I feel like I'm in a cage and I can't get out. Over the past 1.5 years, I've had many big ups and downs. I got married, moved back to the city I loved, invited a new newspaper, blah, 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 blah. Invited a nephew into the world, got a new pup, and found a new job that I loved. I've also buried a grandparent, buried a young cousin, almost lost my dad in an accident, ended a toxic friendship with a... So there's quite something going on. I'm gonna upload it because somebody's gonna see that, and somebody's hopefully also gonna read that and also respond to that. Even though actually 3 people have already responded to that, which is amazing, which is pretty cool. I like that. I really like the community there. I really like the engagement that you can see on this platform. It's just really cool, my point of view. I've hit such a low point in my academic life, and I want to get back on track. Academic life doesn't mean shit. Somehow, like it does for some people, for their future, especially if you want to be a doctor, especially if you want to do something that you have to be educated on, so that they actually are able legally to do that. Doctors, lawyers, all those things, but there are various of things that you can be doing without having a degree and without having the proper education, like being a designer. Everybody can be a designer, and this is the beauty of it. And this might also be a drawback for some people like me that are attending a graphic design school, since I'm not getting some sort of a degree for being a designer. It's just something that everybody's able to do, not well, but this is often something that a lot of people aren't really calm about, But yeah, I think that this is going to be the end of the episode. I hope that you've just gotten something out of it. I hope that there was some kind of value in here. But yeah, I wish you the best health, of happiness, and all success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself when you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy which means that you're just going to be a nice person and then also being remembered as a nice person. But 3 other questions that I hope that you're going to ask yourself are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, since a lot of people started out with fixing something that really pissed them off in the first place. And a lot of founders just then had a company because of that, just because they tried to solve something that really pissed them off. But yeah, with that being said, I really hope that you're subscribed to the channel and also to the podcast, so that you're not going to miss out on any good information. And I'm going to see you the next time.